A powerless boy challenges a noble son, but that single decision will cost him everything. Lloyd drags silver-haired Noah by the hair, mocking him mercilessly. Bruised and bleeding, Noah kneels helplessly in the forest mud. Another boy suddenly kicks Noah, sending him crashing face-first into dirt. The bullies laugh, mocking him for protecting his sister, because Lloyd wanted Noah's sister for himself, and Noah dared to stand in his way. Furious, Lloyd calls him worthless trash and attacks again. A brutal kick slams straight into Noah's stomach. Noah's body skids across the muddy ground, blood spraying everywhere. But Lloyd doesn't stop there. Kick after kick rains down as Lloyd vents jealousy and rage. Noah can only endure, his body slowly shutting down. Even while dying, Noah refuses to beg for mercy. He simply apologizes to his family in silence. However, the final kick changes everything. Lloyd launches Noah into a tree with terrifying force. The impact echoes through the quiet forest. Noah collapses onto the ground and doesn't move again. At first, the bullies think he simply fainted. One of them even grinds Noah's face into the mud. But something feels terribly wrong. Noah's body stays completely still. No breath, no movement, nothing. A trembling boy checks Noah's pulse to be sure. However, the cold skin confirms a horrifying truth. Noah isn't unconscious. He's already dead. The terrified boy turns toward Lloyd in panic. And what Lloyd does next will shock everyone. Lloyd stares at Noah's body, refusing to believe the truth. Surely the beaten boy is just pretending. With a sneer, Lloyd orders Noah to stand up. But the body on the ground doesn't move. Annoyed, Lloyd kicks Noah's side again. However, there's still no reaction. Noah's body rolls slightly across the wet mud, but his chest never rises. Something suddenly feels wrong. Frowning, Lloyd crouches down to check closer. The forest grows eerily quiet around them. He places 2 fingers under Noah's nose. But there is no breath. His heart pounds as he checks Noah's pulse. However, the skin is cold, and there is no heartbeat. In that moment, Lloyd finally realizes the truth. Noah isn't unconscious. He's dead. Shock sends Lloyd stumbling backward through the mud. For the first time, fear appears on his face. The other boys stare in confusion and panic. They can't understand what just happened. Inside Lloyd's mind, chaos erupts. Did he really just kill someone? Memories of the beating replay endlessly in his head. For a moment, guilt begins rising. But suddenly something inside him snaps. Instead of regret, a cold smirk spreads across his face. After all, Noah was just trash. And Lloyd is the Count's powerful son. People like him can do whatever they want. No one would dare question him. His fear slowly disappears, replaced by arrogance. If anyone asks, he'll simply lie. Turning toward the 2 terrified witnesses, Lloyd speaks coldly. And the order he gives next will seal their fate. Lloyd stares at the buried body with a cold smirk. Then he orders the others to finish the job. Why are you standing there? Lloyd says coldly. Help me bury this trash. The 2 boys freeze in fear and hesitation. But one sharp gesture from Lloyd silences them instantly. Minutes later, a crude grave stands in the forest. The boys' hands are covered with mud and blood. Lloyd never touched the body himself. He simply watched and gave arrogant commands. But the hurried burial wasn't perfect. A pale hand still sticks out of the soil. The sight makes one boy visibly shudder. Annoyed, Lloyd clicks his tongue in irritation. He can't believe they failed such a simple task. Then Lloyd quietly mutters strange words. Suddenly, the soil begins to move. A lump of dirt rises into the air and drops perfectly over Noah's exposed hand. Just like that, the grave is sealed. Lloyd smiles proudly at his own magic, once again proving his superiority. But the 2 boys remain terrified. They can't forget what they just did. Seeing their fear, Lloyd wraps an arm around them. However, the gesture carries a hidden threat. He leans closer and whispers coldly, "Did either of you see anything here?" Then he quietly adds something even darker. "Something like a dead body?" The boys immediately shake their heads in panic. They don't dare risk angering him. Satisfied, Lloyd nods calmly. Good, nothing happened here. He reminds them they were never in this forest. And the terrified boys obediently agree. With that, Lloyd walks away without hesitation. The others follow, afraid to look back. But the real surprise comes next. While they leave the forest behind, Noah suddenly awakens in endless darkness. There is no ground, no sky, no body, only a vast empty void. Confused, Noah tries to move, but he can't feel anything anymore. His arms, legs, and even heartbeat are gone. Only his consciousness remains. In that silent darkness, a bitter realization appears. This is what death feels like. Noah believed his miserable life had finally ended. After years of failure, death seemed unavoidable. He had lived with constant disappointment and humiliation, yet he still dreamed of changing his fate someday. However, Noah lacked talent, power, and magical potential, so his dreams always felt impossible. But everything changes in the darkness. Suddenly, a strange notification appears before him. Suitable host found. Confused, Noah wonders how something can appear in death. Then another message appears instantly. The Supreme Magus system is initializing. For a moment, it seems like fate has chosen him. But the real surprise comes next. The system suddenly begins malfunctioning. Bright red warnings flood his vision. Error! Error! System failure! Before Noah can understand anything, something pulls him backward. An invisible force drags him violently through the void. Suddenly, he gasps and chokes on wet soil. Noah's eyes snap open as mud floods his mouth. He realizes something impossible is happening. He's buried underground. Panicking, Noah claws desperately through the soil. Then he finally bursts out of the grave. Cold air rushes across his face as he coughs violently. Mud spills from his mouth as he struggles to breathe. Slowly, Noah realizes the horrifying truth. Lloyd and the others buried him alive. Rage burns through Noah as he swears revenge. But reality quickly crushes that thought. Lloyd and his friends are powerful adept Magus. Meanwhile, Noah is only a weak apprentice. Even if he finds them, he can't win. He simply isn't strong enough. But suddenly, the mysterious system returns. A blue notification appears before his eyes. Welcome host to the Supreme Magus system. For a moment, hope sparks inside Noah again. However, disaster strikes immediately. The system begins collapsing. Error! System falling apart. Noah stares in disbelief at the failing interface. He finally gains power and it's already breaking. Then a terrifying realization strikes him. That dark void wasn't a dream. Noah truly died and somehow came back. Noah stands in shock, staring at his trembling hands. The truth slowly settles into his mind. He remembers the moment everything went dark. The cold hand dragging him into endless darkness. That place had no air, sound, or light. Just a silent void swallowing his existence. Yet somehow he's alive again. Noah presses a hand against his chest. His frantic heartbeat confirms the impossible truth. He really died and came back. The realization terrifies him. But something else suddenly comes to mind. Right before returning, a strange system appeared. The Supreme Magus system. It couldn't be a coincidence. Noah suspects the system revived him somehow. But before he can celebrate, the notifications start again. Red warnings flood his vision repeatedly. Error! System falling apart. The messages flash endlessly before his eyes, each one making his headache worse. Frustrated, Noah clenches his fists in anger. He finally gains power only for it to break. For someone with no talent or future, this system could have changed everything. But now it seems completely destroyed. Covered in mud and trembling from exhaustion, Noah sighs bitterly at his miserable condition. He decides to clean himself first, before his family sees him like this. But suddenly another notification appears. Bright blue text flashes before his eyes again. This time, the message is completely different. The bug cannot be fixed. Noah freezes as the next line appears. The system has been corrupted. However, the details shock him even more. All parameters have been broken. Leveling requirements are now fixed. Quest limits have completely disappeared. And penalties for quests are gone. For a moment, Noah doesn't understand. The words feel confusing and unreal. But slowly a possibility forms in his mind. Maybe the system didn't break. Maybe it changed. And if that's true, Noah might have just gained something even more powerful. Noah's heart suddenly races with excitement. Even if the system is corrupted, it still exists. For someone like him, that alone means everything. This might finally be his chance to change fate. A faint smile slowly spreads across his face. For the first time, hope fills his chest. But reality quickly returns. His entire body is still covered in dirt. He literally crawled out of a grave. If anyone saw him like this, it would be humiliating. Especially his mother and little sister. How could he explain being buried alive? Thinking about Lloyd instantly ignites his anger again. The noble brat nearly killed him. But revenge will have to wait. Right now, Noah needs to clean himself first. After leaving the forest, he heads toward the open path. His mind already planning his next steps. Still, the anger inside him keeps burning. Just wait, Lloyd, Noah mutters coldly. I'll make you regret everything. However, before he can continue walking, something suddenly rushes toward him. Rapid footsteps echo through the quiet night. And before Noah can react, someone slams straight into him. Both bodies crash violently onto the ground. Pain shoots through Noah's ribs instantly. The impact feels like being hit by a rock. Whoever ran into him was moving extremely fast. Before he can recover, a loud scream follows. The voice sounds strangely familiar. Noah looks up in confusion, and finally sees who crashed into him. It's a girl around his age. Her long brown hair is messy from running. Leaves and grass cling to her clothes. She quickly stands up, brushing dirt from her shirt. But then her expression turns furious. Her brown eyes glare straight at Noah, and she suddenly explodes in anger. "You stained my shirt, you creep." Noah just sits there in disbelief, because somehow he's the one being blamed. After the collision, Noah struggles to stand. Pain shoots through his ribs as he raises a hand. "Wait," he groans, trying to calm the furious girl. Then he says something unexpected. "It's me, Emily." The girl freezes instantly. Her anger disappears, replaced by shock. "Hey, Noah?" she whispers in disbelief. The mud-covered boy nods slowly. "Yes, it's really me." Emily stares at him from head to toe, trying to understand what happened. The boy in front of her looks terrible, covered in dirt like he crawled from underground. "What happened to you?" she asks nervously, her voice filled with concern. Noah only sighs tiredly. It's a long story. Moments later, Noah finally cleans himself up. Warm water washes away the grave dirt. When he steps out of the bathroom, his body finally feels normal again. Standing before the mirror, Noah studies his reflection. The familiar silver-haired boy stares back. Despite everything, he still looks striking. Sharp features and piercing blue eyes. His body isn't bulky but clearly trained. Proof of years of hard physical effort. Because while others trained magic, Noah trained his body alone. Unfortunately, without mana support, his strength barely improved. That reality always crushed his efforts, no matter how hard he worked. But things might change now. Noah clenches his fist and mutters quietly. "The system, let's check it." Instantly, glowing panels appear before him. The mysterious interface finally reveals itself. Host: Noah Weaverheart. Rank: Apprentice Magus. Mana: 30. Health: 50. Strength, agility, stamina all painfully low. Proof of his weak foundation. But the most important part appears next. Skills: Icicle and Lightning Ball. And below that a list of quests. Daily training tasks appear one after another, each offering experience points as rewards. Jogging, mana training, even studying books. All grant EXP with 0 penalties. Noah's eyes slowly widen in realization. This broken system might actually be overpowered, because now there are no limits holding him back. Noah stares at the glowing system panels. His heart begins racing uncontrollably. For years he dreamed about changing his fate. Now the impossible is right in front of him. "I actually have a system," Noah whispers. The words barely feel real. Then he remembers the earlier notification, the one explaining the strange bug. The message appears before him again. The system was corrupted by a bug. All parameters have completely broken down. Leveling requirements are now fixed. Quest limits have been removed. And most importantly, quest penalties are disabled. For a moment Noah just stands there. Then a slow grin spreads across his face. The system isn't broken at all. It's actually perfect. Because now there are no restrictions. No limits holding him back. He can complete quests endlessly, and grow stronger faster than anyone else. Even failure carries no punishment anymore. Which means there's absolutely no risk. Still, one thought sends a chill through him. What kind of penalties originally existed? If the system could revive the dead, its punishments could have been terrifying. But now those dangers are gone. And the broken system has become his greatest weapon. Noah shifts his gaze to the skills tab. And what he sees leaves him stunned. 2 spells are listed under his abilities. Icicle and Lightning Ball. Noah blinks in disbelief. Those are adept rank spells. Apprentice Magus aren't supposed to use spells. They can barely manipulate mana. True spell casting only begins at adept rank. Yet Noah already has 2. A quiet laugh escapes his lips. This broken system truly changed everything. Then his gaze rises to another tab. His elemental affinities. Ice and lightning. Dual elements are extremely rare among Magus. Many consider it a blessing from fate. But Noah knows the ugly truth. Dual elements are also a heavy burden. Because both affinities must be cultivated equally. And that requires immense magical talent. Talent Noah never had. For 4 painful years at the academy, he remained stuck at the lowest stage. While others advanced into powerful adepts, he stayed the weakest apprentice. But now everything is different. Because with this system Noah finally has the power to rewrite his destiny. The sudden creak of the door startles Noah. He turns just as Emily steps inside. But the moment she sees him, she freezes. Noah is standing there, bare-chested, Water drips from his shoulders and abs, and Emily's cheeks instantly turn red. Flustered, she quickly looks away, then rushes out of the room without a word. Noah sighs with a small chuckle. Yep, that's Emily, he mutters. Looking around, he realizes something strange. He's actually inside Emily's bedroom. Pink bedsheets cover the bed neatly. Cute stickers decorate the walls. Stars, moons, and little cartoon animals. The room feels completely like her. Even the air carries her scent, a soft mix of lavender and vanilla. Noah smiles faintly to himself. It's his first time inside her room. Despite everything that happened today, Emily helped him without hesitation. That thought warms his chest slightly, but suddenly a knock interrupts his thoughts. Emily's nervous voice comes from outside. So are you done? That's when Noah realizes a problem. His old clothes are completely ruined. I don't have anything to wear, he admits. A moment later the door opens again. Emily quickly steps inside, but the second she sees his bare chest, she freezes again. Her face turns even redder than before. Still, she throws clothes toward him. Then she runs out once again, slamming the door behind her. Noah catches the clothes awkwardly. They're clearly oversized. After putting them on, he realizes why. They belong to Emily's father. When Emily returns minutes later, she suddenly bursts into laughter. Those oversized clothes look ridiculous on him. Even Noah can't deny it. But her expression soon changes. The teasing disappears from her face. She looks at him seriously now, trying to understand everything. So what really happened? She asks quietly. Noah sighs and begins explaining, but he hides the system's existence. Instead, he tells her a simpler story, about being beaten and buried alive. As she listens, Emily's eyes slowly widen, shock turning into anger. By the time he finishes speaking, her hands are trembling. They nearly killed you, she whispers. Tears start forming in her eyes, and Noah immediately notices. He gently tries to calm her down. Hey, I'm fine now. But deep down, Noah knows something. This story is far from over. Emily suddenly explodes in anger. You fine? Fine. Her voice trembles with disbelief. You were buried alive. The words echo through the room. Her hands shake uncontrollably. Noah blinks, slightly caught off guard. He gives an awkward smile. Well, I'm not dead, he says softly. I survived somehow. But Emily isn't convinced. Her anger only grows stronger. I saw those idiots with Lloyd earlier, she mutters. I knew something was wrong. The realization crushes her. They almost killed him. Before she can break down, Noah steps forward, then gently pulls her into a hug. Emily stiffens in surprise at first, but he doesn't let go. He gently presses her head against his chest. I'm okay, Noah whispers calmly. For a moment, she stays still, listening to his heartbeat. Then suddenly her face turns bright red, realizing how close they are. Flustered, she quickly pulls away, her eyes refusing to meet his. But guilt begins creeping into her heart. Because she couldn't protect him. Emily had recently reached mid-adept rank. She thought that power would be enough. She promised herself she'd protect Noah, stand between him and the world. But when it mattered most, she wasn't there. It's not your fault, Noah says gently, trying to ease her guilt. Emily slowly nods, but her heart still aches. For a moment they simply stare at each other. The silence grows strangely warm. Emily suddenly notices something different. Noah looks different today. His silver hair is still damp. Water runs down his jawline. His clear blue eyes shine brightly. And somehow he looks incredibly handsome. Before her thoughts spiral further, bam! The front door suddenly slams open. A loud voice echoes through the house. We're back. Emily freezes instantly. Her face turns pale. My parents, she whispers in horror. Noah panics immediately. They absolutely hate him. If they find him inside her room, he's finished. Emily starts panicking as well. They were supposed to come tomorrow. She quickly turns toward him. You have to hide. Noah shakes his head quickly. I'll just leave. Knock. 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 Someone pounds on the bedroom door. Both of them freeze. Without hesitation, Noah runs to the window, then jumps out immediately. He lands softly on the grass below, barely making a sound. But just seconds later, bang! The bedroom door bursts open. A young boy rushes inside. Panting heavily, he looks around the room, then stares directly at Emily. Emily's heart nearly stops when the door bursts open. Standing there is her little brother, Dame. She stares at him in shock. How did you get in here? Dame simply smirks proudly, then pulls something from his pocket. A small metal key glints in the air. Emily's eyes widen instantly. That's my room key. Dame puffs out his chest proudly. I always kept a spare. Then his eyes narrow suspiciously. like a detective searching for clues. "What are you hiding, sis?" he asks slowly. "I know someone was here." Emily immediately snaps back in anger. "Give me that key and get out." She lunges forward and snatches it easily. Dame barely has time to react. Annoyed, the boy glares up at her, then throws out a cruel accusation. "It was that loser Noah again, right?" Emily freezes for a split second, but quickly denies everything. "No, and he's not a loser." Dame scoffs dramatically, then storms toward the door. "Stay away from him," he warns smugly, "or I'll report you." With that, he slams the door shut, leaving Emily standing there silently. After a moment, she rushes to the window, looking desperately outside, but Noah is already gone. The yard is completely empty. She grips the window frame tightly. "Noah," she whispers softly. Meanwhile, Noah is sprinting through the streets, trying to get far from the house. He finally slows down, breathing heavily. "That was close," he mutters. His thoughts immediately return to Emily, hoping she didn't get into trouble. But suddenly the system appears again. Floating blue panels fill his vision. A list of quests appears clearly. Daily tasks waiting to be completed. Jogging for 5 minutes. Channeling mana through his veins. Reading 10 books. And hunting mana beasts. Noah studies the list carefully, then focuses on the first quest. Jog for 5 minutes. He looks at the road ahead quietly. His body is already warmed up. My house isn't far, he decides. Might as well finish it. Without hesitation, Noah starts jogging. His footsteps echo in the quiet night. Cold air brushes against his face, but his mind drifts back to Emily. Minutes later, his house appears ahead. Small, worn and fragile. The wooden walls are cracked. The roof sags badly. Yet despite everything, it's still home. Noah exhales slowly as he approaches. That should finish the quest. He pushes the weak door open slowly. The hinges creak loudly. But the moment he steps inside, Noah, someone suddenly rushes toward him and wraps him in a desperate hug. Noah freezes in shock, completely caught off guard. The person hugging Noah trembles uncontrollably. Soft sobs echo against his shoulder. Noah's voice cracks quietly. "Mom." She slowly pulls back, still gripping his arms tightly, as if afraid he might disappear. Her tired eyes shine with worry. "Where were you?" she asks softly. "Why are you so late and wearing different clothes?" Noah forces a nervous smile. "I was at Emily's house." Then he quickly changes the topic. "Where's Leah?" His mother glances toward the small room. "She fell asleep waiting for you." Guilt stabs into Noah's chest, but he doesn't explain anything. Instead, he quickly retreats to his room, promising he's completely fine. Once the door closes behind him, his shoulders finally drop. The tiny room feels suffocatingly quiet. Moonlight spills faintly through the window. Noah leans against the door and exhales slowly. How could he ever explain today? Telling the truth would only destroy his family. His mother would demand justice. But Lloyd isn't just another student. He's the Count's son. A powerful, noble family. Untouchable for people like them. Their house is nearly collapsing already. His mother works endlessly just to survive. They have no power, no connections. And Noah himself is the academy's trash. His fists clench tightly in frustration, but anger burns in his eyes. "Don't worry, Mom," he whispers silently. "They'll pay for this someday." Finally, he sits down on the weak bed, then quietly calls the system. Immediately, glowing notifications appear. Daily quest completed. Jog for 5 minutes. Reward, 20 EXP. Then another appears. And another. Noah blinks in surprise. The quest keeps completing repeatedly, because he didn't just jog once. He kept running all the way home. 5 completions appear in total, each granting 20 EXP. That's 100 EXP. His eyes slowly widen. His heart begins pounding again. A new panel appears before him. "You have reached the EXP requirement. Would you like to level up?" For years he struggled endlessly, yet never progressed even once. But now the opportunity stands before him. His answer comes instantly. "Yes." The panel flashes brightly, then dissolves into light. "Congratulations. You have leveled up. Level 1 achieved. Rank upgraded. Apprentice Magus low, Apprentice Magus mid." For a brief moment nothing happens. Then suddenly, power erupts from deep inside his body. The moment Noah levels up, mana explodes through his body. It surges like a broken dam, power flooding every vein. Noah gasps sharply in shock. His hands rise instinctively. Mana flows through his fingers, through his chest, his entire body. For the first time, he feels it clearly. The difference is undeniable. His body suddenly feels lighter, like a heavy burden vanished. Breathing becomes easier. Even his earlier injuries fade. He slowly clenches his fist and feels real strength. Not overwhelming power, but far stronger than before. His heart pounds wildly. This feeling feels natural, like it always belonged to him. Noah stares at his trembling hands, afraid the moment might vanish. He dreamed about this countless times. Late nights at the training grounds. Endless attempts to break through. Yet nothing ever changed. Until now. A faint sting touches his eyes, and tears blur his vision. I broke through, he whispers. For years he remained stuck. The lowest Apprentice Magus. While others advanced easily, he stayed behind. But now everything changed. With a single level up, he finally broke through. Low Apprentice Mid-Apprentice. The mana inside him stabilizes slowly, flowing stronger than before. He wipes his tears quietly, a smile forming on his face. Because this is only the beginning. Noah calls the system again, and the interface appears instantly. Level 1. Rank. Apprentice Magus, Mid. His mana doubled to 60. Health increased as well. Even his physical stats improved. Strength, agility, stamina, endurance. Each stat rose by 1 point. Small but incredibly meaningful. Noah flexes his fingers again, feeling the difference clearly. Even sitting still, he feels stronger. Mana flowing far smoother. Then a realization hits him. If level 1 pushed him to mid, level 2 should push him to high. Normally such progress takes months, sometimes even years. Yet the system makes it simple. Just level up. Noah laughs quietly in disbelief. This system is unbelievable. His eyes shift to the skills tab. 2 spells appear there. Icicle, Lightning Ball, both adept rank spells, far beyond normal apprentices. Then he checks the quests again. Daily missions still active. Jogging, mana circulation, reading books, all rewarding experience points. And most importantly, no penalties for failure. The jogging quest already shows progress. 2 minutes completed, meaning he can repeat it endlessly, grinding experience again and again. But Noah exhales slowly. His body still needs rest. Still, a confident smile spreads across his face. Because for the first time in his life, the gap between him and everyone else finally feels conquerable. Noah slowly exhales and studies the system again. If leveling up works like this, he can't stop now. His eyes move down the quest list carefully. One task immediately catches his attention. Channel your mana through your mana veins. Reward, 20 EXP. Noah frowned slightly while reading it. That exercise is the foundation of magic. Every Apprentice Magus must master it. Without it, advancement is impossible. And for years that was his biggest weakness. His mana had always been unstable, like a weak stream breaking apart. Every attempt at circulation failed. The mana collapsed before completing a cycle. Without circulation, his core never strengthened, and he remained stuck forever. But now things might be different. His mana pool has increased. His rank has already advanced. Maybe this time it will finally work. Noah sits upright on the bed slowly, then folds his legs into meditation. His back straightens naturally, hands resting calmly on his knees. He forms the basic meditation hand sign, then slowly closes his eyes. His breathing becomes steady, just like he was taught. He focuses inward. At first there is only darkness. Then suddenly, he senses it. At the center of his chest, his mana core. It spins slowly like a golden star, radiating steady waves of power. Noah's breath catches instantly. His core is enormous, at least 5 times larger than before. No longer a fragile ember. Now it feels dense and stable, a powerful source of energy. But that isn't all. Beside the golden core, 2 smaller orbs float quietly. One pale blue, cold and calm, ice affinity. The other glows silver blue, crackling with faint sparks. Lightning affinity. Noah stares in amazement. These are his elemental affinities. For years he barely sensed them. Now they feel vividly real. But as his focus expands further, he notices something else. Countless thin glowing lines spread outward. Mana veins. They branch across his entire body. Arms, legs, spine, even his head. All originating from the golden core. And unlike before, they shine brilliantly. Golden pathways filled with flowing mana. Before they felt fragile and narrow, like threads ready to snap. But now they appear strong, stable channels of energy. His core pulses with quiet confidence. Mana flowing smoothly through every vein. The difference is unbelievable. For a moment Noah almost doubts himself. This inner world feels completely different. As if the weak, broken magician he once was has finally been reborn. Noah takes a slow breath and begins carefully. This time, he won't rush the process. First, he focuses on the mana inside his core, guiding the golden energy into a steady rotation. The mana obeys instantly. Smooth, thick, and perfectly controlled. It gathers at the center of his chest, spinning like a golden spiral. Next, he pushes the mana outward, toward the two affinity orbs, ice and lightning. Noah braces for resistance. Dual affinities are notoriously difficult. Most Magus struggle balancing two elements. Mana interference often ruins the circulation, but something unexpected happens. The mana divides naturally, flowing into both orbs at once. He doesn't even need to split it manually. His body does it instinctively. As the mana enters the lightning orb, it transforms instantly. The golden energy turns vivid blue. Tiny sparks flicker across its surface. Electric mana surges outward into his veins, crackling with sharp power. At the same time, the other stream flows differently, passing through the ice orb. Its color softens into pale blue. A cool frost-like aura surrounds it. Two different elements emerge. Lightning mana tingles beneath his skin, like currents dancing through his body. Ice mana follows with calming cold, refreshing and steady. Under normal conditions, this would be dangerous. Opposing elements often clash violently, but inside Noah's body they coexist perfectly. The cold tempers the lightning's sharpness. The lightning energizes the ice. Together, they create balance. Soon the mana completes a full circuit, traveling through his entire body. No resistance, no instability. It feels natural. Too natural. Noah's brows slowly furrow. Something about this feels strange. For years he struggled to circulate mana, yet now it flows effortlessly, almost like his body already knows how. A thought suddenly crosses his mind. Could this be the system's influence? Normally, proper circulation requires a mana art, a technique guiding the flow of energy. Mana arts come in ranks: low, medium, high and supreme. Low-ranked arts are basic and inefficient. High-ranked ones refine mana far better. Supreme-ranked techniques are legendary, almost mythical. Noah only ever learned a low-ranked academy method, the simplest beginner technique, and it never worked properly for him. But right now, he isn't using that method. The circulation pattern feels completely different. More refined, more natural, almost perfect. Yet he can't remember learning it. It simply exists. No name, no instructions, just flawless flow. After several more cycles, Noah tries something new. He expands his awareness outward, beyond his body. At first there's nothing. Then suddenly, tiny specks of light appear. Faint yellow particles float around the room, like weak stars in the darkness. They drift near the ceiling, and along the wooden floor. Ambient mana. The energy naturally present in the air. It's faint compared to the power inside him, but Noah senses it clearly. His heartbeat speeds up instantly. Mana sensing, an ability normally unlocked at adept rank. Yet somehow Noah can already feel it. Noah sits silently in meditation, his breathing calm and controlled. But one thought keeps repeating. Something about this feels impossible. He is only a mid-apprentice Magus, and he broke through minutes ago. Yet somehow he can sense ambient mana. That ability normally belongs to adepts. Noah steadies his breathing further. Then another idea forms in his mind. If he can sense mana, can he absorb it? Still seated in lotus position, he focuses outward. Instead of observing the particles, he reaches toward them with his will. At first, nothing happens. The faint yellow dots continue drifting, completely ignoring his attempt. Noah sharpens his concentration. Drawing mana from his core is easy, but this feels completely different, like trying to grab smoke. Seconds pass in stillness. Then suddenly, a faint tremor. One particle quivers slightly, another shifts toward him. Encouraged, Noah maintains the pull. The process is clumsy at first. Ambient mana resists gathering. It prefers remaining scattered. But then something clicks. Just like before, the resistance fades. The particles begin drifting toward him, slowly then steadily. Soon they float across the room, moving toward his seated figure. One by one they reach him, then sink into his body. Noah exhales slowly. The first cluster enters through his skin, cool energy spreading beneath the surface. The foreign mana briefly swirls in his veins, before joining his circulating current. Noah guides it carefully. The golden flow carries the diluted mana straight toward his core. When it reaches the center, something remarkable happens. The faint yellow energy disappears, absorbed completely into the core. Moments later the circulation continues, but the energy has changed. The mana leaving the core is no longer pale. It shines the same brilliant gold as his own energy, refined, purified automatically. Noah's lips curve into a smile. His core is refining ambient mana naturally. No compression required. No filtering impurities manually. The system's circulation method does it all. Once refined, the energy splits again. Lightning crackles along one pathway. Ice flows through another. Perfect elemental balance. Noah continues drawing more mana. The particles in the room grow fewer. Soon the air becomes almost empty. Low-ranked mana arts could never do this. They waste most absorbed mana. Even medium-ranked arts struggle to refine energy so cleanly. But this technique feels different. Smooth absorption. Automatic refinement. Perfect circulation. The answer becomes obvious. The system didn't just strengthen him. It must have given him something else. A mana art. Not one learned at the academy. Something integrated directly into his body. Noah considers the possibilities carefully. Low grade? Impossible. Medium grade? Unlikely. Even high-grade techniques rarely perform like this. A dangerous thought flashes briefly. Supreme grade. Legendary techniques from ancient eras. But Noah quickly shakes his head. Those arts are said to be extinct. Lost during ancient wars. Even high-grade arts are rare today. So assuming something that legendary would be arrogance. Still, the technique must be powerful. At the very least, high grade. And that alone is extraordinary. Noah steadies his breathing again. Only a few particles remain in the room. He gently pulls them closer. They drift toward him obediently. One after another. Soon the final specks vanish. Every trace of ambient mana absorbed into his body. Noah's awareness stretches outward one last time. Searching the room for any remaining mana. But there is nothing left. Not physically empty, just completely drained of ambient mana. Every particle he sensed earlier is gone. Absorbed into his body. Slowly, Noah pulls his awareness back, letting the circulation inside him continue. For several more cycles, the golden energy flows smoothly. Then the rhythm gradually calms. Finally, Noah opens his eyes. The small room returns to view. The narrow bed. The cracked walls. Moonlight slipping through the window. Everything looks the same. But Noah feels completely different. The mana inside him feels heavier. Denser. When he focuses inward, the golden current shines brighter. His core feels fuller than before. Stronger, more stable. He estimates the difference quietly. At least double the mana compared to when he started. But before he can think further, a notification appears. Then another. Then another. Daily quest completed. Channel your mana through your veins. Reward. 20 EXP. More notifications appear rapidly, stacking one after another. 20 EXP. Again. And again. Noah blinks in surprise. The system keeps counting. Each completed circulation cycle. Each rewarded separately. Finally, the stream stops. A new panel appears. You have accumulated 300 EXP. Noah inhales slowly. That means 15 cycles. 15 successful circulations. Each worth 20 EXP. 300 total. Another prompt appears below. Would you like to level up? Yes, no. The temptation is overwhelming. Leveling up once already changed everything. It strengthened his core instantly. 300 EXP could push him further. For a moment, Noah almost selects yes. But he stops. Instead, he studies his body first. The mana inside him flows strongly. Much denser than before. Every vein carries powerful energy. The current moves from the core, through the affinity orbs, splitting into lightning and ice. Then returning again in perfect harmony. Satisfied, Noah opens his status panel. Level 1 rank. Apprentice Magus, mid, EXP. 300-100. Then his eyes stop suddenly. Mana. 100-100. Noah's eyes widen. It was 60 before. After his first level up, his maximum mana reached 60. Now it's 100. And completely full. The ambient mana he absorbed was successfully refined. Converted into his own energy. Under normal circumstances, this should cause pressure. A mage core normally swells when reaching its limit. That pressure signals a breakthrough. But Noah feels nothing like that. His core isn't strained. It feels stable, full, but comfortable. Almost as if his capacity expanded quietly. Even stranger, it feels like the core could hold more. Much more. No wall. No limit. Noah stares at the system prompt again. The option still waits patiently. Level up? Yes, no. And now his curiosity about pressing yes has only grown stronger. Noah stares at the system prompt again. A realization slowly forms in his mind. He doesn't need breakthroughs to grow stronger. He can keep absorbing mana endlessly. His level might stay the same, but his mana pool will keep increasing. A faint smirk appears on his lips. As long as ambient mana exists, he can refine it through his core, strengthening his reserves again and again. And the best part, it won't interfere with his rank progression, because the system controls breakthroughs. Absorption strengthens his foundation. Leveling up advances his stage. The discovery sends excitement through him. Without hesitation this time, Noah chooses the option yes. The system responds instantly. Congratulations! You have leveled up. Level 2. Rank. Apprentice Magus mid-high. A surge of power bursts through him. Mana spreads across his veins. His core expands slightly before stabilizing. But Noah doesn't stop there. His EXP had already exceeded the requirement. Another notification appears. Congratulations! You have leveled up. Level 3. Rank. Apprentice Magus high peak. The second surge is even stronger. His veins pulse beneath his skin. Lightning and ice orbs vibrate intensely. His breathing grows heavier, but he stays focused. Then a third message appears. Congratulations! You have leveled up. Level 4. Rank. Apprentice Magus peak Adept Magus low. And suddenly, something inside him shatters. Not painfully, but violently. It feels like a massive dam bursting open. A thunderous crack echoes within his body. Then, mana explodes outward from his core. Not a steady stream. A flood. Golden energy surges through every vein, forcing his pathways wider instantly. His body trembles under the pressure. This surge dwarfs the earlier ones. A completely new reservoir of mana awakens inside him. Lightning erupts violently, arcs snapping along his veins. Ice spreads cold stability through the torrent, balancing the explosive power. Both elements harmonize perfectly. Slowly, the storm begins settling. Noah straightens unconsciously. Adept Magus. He actually crossed that rank, something he once believed would take years. Yet the system brought him here in minutes. His mana now flows like a raging river. Heavy, powerful, unstoppable. Lightning sparks illuminate his inner senses. Ice energy cools and stabilizes the flow. The elements intertwine beautifully. Noah lets out a quiet chuckle. This power once felt impossible. But the system isn't finished yet. More panels suddenly appear. Milestone reached. Adept Magus. Rewards granted. A list of new abilities fills his vision. Aura Mask. Limit Breaker. Frost Blast. Lightning Chain. Freezing Touch. Ice Hold. Lightning Arrow. Ice Spear. Noah's eyes widen slightly. Most are powerful combat spells, but two names stand out immediately. Aura Mask. Limit Breaker. Those don't sound like ordinary spells. Curious, Noah focuses on the first one. A new panel opens instantly. Aura Mask Level 1. Description. Allows you to increase or suppress your aura by up to 3 ranks. Noah reads it again slowly. Increase or suppress his aura by 3 ranks. Meaning, he could hide his true strength, or appear far stronger than he actually is. Noah reads the description of Aura Mask again. A faint smile forms on his lips. This ability is perfect for him. He cannot let anyone discover his breakthrough. An Adept Magus overnight would raise chaos. Questions would flood in immediately. How did he advance so quickly? Where did he get resources? What mana art is he cultivating? Who is secretly supporting him? Questions he cannot answer. But Aura Mask solves that problem. He can suppress his aura back to apprentice rank, or even appear weaker if needed. He can walk through the academy unnoticed. Exactly like the same trash student everyone knows. That alone makes the skill invaluable. Noah's expression turns serious. The system must remain a secret. It revived him from death, gave him power that shouldn't exist. If anyone discovers it, powerful families would hunt for answers. The academy would investigate him. Elders would interrogate him endlessly. He refuses to become an experiment. No matter what happens, the system stays hidden. After calming his thoughts, his gaze moves to the second skill. Limit Breaker. The panel expands with its description. Forcefully increase your rank by 10 substages. Triple all stats for 5 minutes. Noah's eyes widen. 10 substages? Each rank only has 4 stages. Low, mid-high, peak. 10 stages means nearly 2 full ranks. If he is low adept now, this skill could temporarily push him beyond peak adept, into the next realm entirely. For 5 minutes, his breathing slows in disbelief. This ability is monstrous. But then he reads the rest. Usable once per year. After activation, 5 minutes of immobility. An intense body pain. Noah's excitement fades slightly. The power is incredible, but the risk is terrifying. If he fails during those 5 minutes, he becomes helpless afterward. Any surviving enemy could kill him easily. It is clearly a last resort ability. A trump card for life or death situations. Noah exhales slowly. He cannot use this carelessly. Only when his life is truly on the line. He closes the skill panel. then calls the system again. Status. A new window appears instantly. Level. For rank. Adept Magus, low, mana. 300. Noah's smirk returns. 300 mana. When he first awakened the system, he only had 30. Now he possesses 10 times that amount. Each level up injected more mana. Each breakthrough expanded his core. Combined with the ambient mana he absorbed earlier, his reserves exploded. 30 mana 300. The difference is absurd. And that enormous surge earlier suddenly makes sense. His core isn't just stronger now. It has become an entirely new reservoir of power. And this is only the beginning. Noah slowly raises his right hand, curious to test his new power. Without thinking too much, he guides mana forward, letting it pass through his ice affinity orb. The response is instant. A thin icicle forms above his palm. It appears cleanly and perfectly shaped, translucent with a faint blue glow. Cold air spreads around his hand. A small mist curling in the air. Noah narrows his eyes slightly, studying the frozen construct carefully. The tip is razor sharp, sharper than a needle. With enough force, it could pierce flesh effortlessly. He rotates his wrist slowly, and the icicle follows his intent perfectly. No delay, no instability, just pure control. Even more surprising, the mana cost is tiny, barely noticeable compared to his reserves. Noah chuckles softly. Icicle to him, this simple spell feels like the most beautiful creation in the world. After a moment, he ends the skill. The icicle trembles gently. Its structure begins dissolving. The sharp tip fades first, breaking into frost particles. Then the body follows, melting into cold vapor. Within seconds, the icicle disappears. Only a faint chill lingers in the air. Noah flexes his fingers slowly. He realizes something important. He didn't use a chant. At the academy, even simple spells require whispered incantations. Chants help stabilize the mana flow. Without them, most students fail. But Noah needed none. He only activated the skill. Instantly, effortlessly, a wide smile spreads across his face. Years of frustration finally overturned in a single night. He clenches his fists. Dense mana pulses beneath his skin. The supreme Magus system, he murmurs quietly. His eyes burn with determination. I'll reach the supreme Magus rank. The golden mana inside him responds, flowing with stronger rhythm. And when I do, no one will ever look down on me again. Memories flood his mind. The whispers, the ridicule, the instructor's disappointed looks, all the humiliation. For 200 years, no one has reached supreme Magus. The last one became a legend, a figure who reshaped the world itself. Most people now believe that rank is impossible to reach. But Noah doesn't believe that anymore, because he has the system. It already rewrote what should have been impossible. It brought him back from death. It pushed him through years of progress in a single night. Why would it stop now? Why stop at Adept? Why stop at Master? Why stop at anything below Supreme? In his mind, he can already see it. Standing at the peak of the world. Kings bowing before his power. The nobles who mocked him looking up in disbelief. A darker satisfaction flickers in his eyes. And suddenly, ha ha ha, Noah bursts into loud laughter. The sinister sound fills the small room. For a moment, he doesn't hold back. But then, knock. The sound cuts through the room. His laughter stops instantly. Another knock follows. Noah? His mother's gentle voice comes from outside. Are you okay? Reality crashes back immediately. Noah's face turns red in embarrassment. That laugh must have sounded insane. He quickly clears his throat. Why yes, Mom, he calls nervously. I just remembered something funny. Silence lingers outside the door. His mother stands there quietly. For a moment, she considers opening the door. Something about her son feels different tonight. But she stops herself. He is growing up. He deserves privacy. With a soft sigh, she steps away. Don't stay up too late, she says gently. I won't. Noah replies quickly. Her footsteps fade down the hallway. Noah waits until the sound disappears. Then he exhales slowly. That was close. The sinister glint in his eyes fades. He walks to his bed and collapses onto it. The old mattress creaks loudly, springs shifting beneath the worn fabric. A familiar sound he has heard for years. But tonight feels different. He stares quietly at the ceiling. A small smile forms on his lips. Then slowly, his eyes close. And Noah drifts into sleep. Morning arrives quietly. Soft sunlight slips through the window, painting pale golden lines across the room. Noah stands before the mirror fully dressed. His academy uniform fits perfectly today. The blue jacket sits neatly on his shoulders. A black and blue shirt lies beneath it. Clean, pressed, and well kept. His black pants complete the uniform. Simple, yet sharp. On his chest rests the Academy emblem, a silver crest stitched carefully. It glimmers faintly in the sunlight. Noah adjusts his collar slightly, then runs a hand through his silver hair. The strands catch the light beautifully, falling naturally back into place. For the first time in a long while, he actually notices his appearance. And he smiles. Not the forced smile he used before, the one that hid frustration. This one is real. Confidence fills his expression. After one last look, Noah leaves his room. The moment he steps outside, a warm scent greets him immediately. Potatoes and thick morning stew. The rich aroma fills the small house, comforting and familiar. For a moment he simply breathes it in. It smells like home. He follows the scent to the dining area, where his mother is placing food on the table. She turns when she hears him, and freezes slightly. Her eyes widen in surprise. Noah is smiling. Actually smiling. Not the quiet, troubled look she normally sees before Academy. Usually he looks tense, especially on training days, especially when rankings are mentioned. But today, he looks happy. A gentle smile forms on her face. "Good morning, Mom," Noah says calmly. "Good morning," she replies softly, still watching him carefully. The dining area is simple. A small round wooden table sits low, scratches marking years of use. They always sit on the floor to eat. At the center rests a bowl of stew, potatoes soaking in thick red broth. Steam curls softly upward. Noah inhales the aroma again. Yet something feels strange. He places a hand lightly on his stomach. He isn't hungry. Normally mornings bring sharp hunger, but today his body feels sustained. Perhaps last night's mana surge. Before he can think further, a door creaks open. A girl steps into the room. Long black hair falls over her shoulders, silver streaks shining faintly in the light. She looks about 15. Her features delicate and gentle. She resembles their mother almost perfectly, as if their mother had become younger. The girl yawns sleepily, then rubs her eyes with both hands. When her vision clears, she sees Noah. Her eyes brighten instantly. "Big brother." Her voice bursts with excitement. She runs toward him without hesitation, throwing her arms around his waist. Noah laughs softly. He hugs her back warmly. Because of their height difference, he bends slightly to hold her comfortably. For a moment, he simply enjoys the hug. Then she pulls away slowly. Her lips form a small pout. "Where were you yesterday?" she asks quietly. "I waited for you." Noah opens his mouth to answer, but something suddenly catches his eye. Near her cheek, a faint red mark. And the moment he notices it, something inside him grows cold. Noah notices the mark immediately. It's small, but impossible to miss. His smile fades. "Leah, what's that mark?" he asks quietly. He lifts a hand toward her cheek, but the moment his fingers get close, she moves away. Quickly, she tilts her head, her hair falling over the mark. "You don't have to worry," she says nervously. "I fell down." Her voice wavers. Her eyes refuse to meet his. Instead, they flicker everywhere else. Anywhere but his face. "I was running home and tripped," she continues. "Hit my head on a stone." An awkward silence follows. Noah stares at her quietly. His brows slowly furrow. What a terrible lie. He has taken enough injuries in his life to recognize the difference. That mark isn't from falling. Someone hit her. The thought settles heavily in his chest. Noah slowly lifts his gaze. His mother stands nearby, placing bowls on the table, her back partly turned. She hasn't noticed the mark, or maybe she hasn't seen it yet. Noah's jaw tightens slightly. Guilt creeps into his thoughts. He has been too distracted lately, consumed by his own problems, his failures, his struggles at the academy. And while he was lost in that frustration, something like this happened to Leah. His eyes return to her hidden cheek. Who did this? The anger rises quietly inside him. His fists tighten at his sides. Whoever touched his sister will regret it. But Noah hides that anger instantly. Instead, he bends slightly so his eyes meet hers. A gentle smile appears. "You should be more careful then," he says softly. "You don't want to get hurt again." Leah nods quickly, still keeping her hair covering the mark. Her eyes drop to the floor. Noah watches her silently. His thoughts drift. Unlike him, Leah never entered the academy. At 16, she failed the awakening ceremony. No affinity, no ability to cultivate mana. And in this world, that changes everything. Only about 60% of people can awaken magical potential. The rest remain ordinary humans. No magic, no cultivation. His mother and sister are among them. Normal people in a world ruled by Mage. Ironically, Noah had the opposite fate. He awakened two affinities, ice and lightning, a rare dual element talent. But before the system, that talent meant nothing. His core was weak, his mana unstable. He was a Magus only in name. Until last night changed everything. Leah's gaze shifts to his uniform. The blue academy jacket. The silver emblem. A faint expression crosses her face. "You're going to the academy again," she murmurs. Her voice carries quiet jealousy. Noah notices immediately. She once dreamed of being a Magus too, but fate denied her that path. Still, he gives her a gentle smile. Even if he can't change that yet, he will protect her. Without another word, he walks toward the dining table. The meal is simple and quick. Within minutes, he finishes eating. Then he stands and walks toward the door. Before leaving, he turns back, offering a small wave. "Bye, Mum. Bye, Leah." His voice is calm, but inside, his mind is already burning with one thought. Someone hurt his sister, and sooner or later he will find out who. Noah pushes the door open and steps outside. Cold morning air brushes his face, refreshing and sharp. He exhales slowly. Today's mission, he murmurs quietly. Jog all the way to the academy. The distance is long. Normally he would arrive exhausted, but today is different. His body feels lighter, stronger. Mana pulses quietly beneath his skin. The first part of the journey is easy. The familiar streets pass by. Small houses, narrow dusty roads. Eventually the scenery changes. Cobblestone streets replace dirt paths. The city grows busier. Time passes. 1 hour. Then another 30 minutes. Finally, the enormous silhouette appears. Eid Baal Magic Academy. The towering stone buildings rise proudly, ancient and imposing. A flag waves above the main tower, bearing the academy's crest. Noah slows to a stop. His chest heaves heavily, hands resting on his knees, his legs trembling. Sweat clings to his uniform. Every breath comes rough and sharp. For a moment he closes his eyes, trying to steady himself. He nearly collapses from exhaustion, but he forces himself upright. "I guess my stamina still needs work," he mutters quietly. Despite his new strength, running 90 minutes is brutal. But the effort wasn't pointless. Students nearby begin noticing him. Some whisper, some stare, others snicker quietly. Noah ignores them completely, because his attention is elsewhere. Notifications begin appearing. Daily quest completed. Jog for 5 minutes. Reward, 20 EXP. Then another, and another. The messages stack rapidly. His head spins slightly, but Noah calculates quickly. 20 completions. 100 minutes of jogging. 200 EXP. His exhaustion suddenly feels worth it. He glances once more at the system, then makes a decision. Spend 200 EXP. The system responds instantly. "Congratulations. Level 5 achieved. Rank, Adept Magus low mid." A warm surge spreads through his body. Fatigue vanishes almost immediately. His muscles relax. Strength floods his limbs again. Another notification appears. "Congratulations. Level 6 achieved. Rank, Adept Magus mid-high." Noah closes his eyes briefly, letting the power settle. Well, this isn't bad, he thinks with a small smirk. As he continues walking, some girls nearby glance at him. Their eyes linger for a moment, drawn by his striking appearance. But the moment they recognize him, their expressions change. Soft scoffs follow. They quickly look away, whispering to each other. Noah doesn't react. He's used to it. Just then, 5 students approach. Their uniforms are orange and black. First-year students. They laugh loudly as they pass. One of them points toward Noah. "Isn't that the senior stuck at low apprentice?" Another laughs. "For years at the academy, still trash." The group snickers together, but one of them adds something else. A shorter boy with sharp eyes. He looks at Noah carefully, then scoffs. Why does heaven give trash a face like that? The insult hangs in the air, and for the first time, Noah's gaze flickers toward them. The group of first years continues laughing. Who cares if he's handsome? One scoffs. A loser is still a loser. Another snorts loudly. Exactly. A pretty face doesn't change talent. Their laughter fades into the busy academy courtyard. But Noah doesn't react at all. His attention has already shifted inward. A translucent panel appears before him. Supreme Magus System Host. Noah Weaverheart level 6 rank. Adept Magus, high, mana. 360. His stats have risen again. Strength, agility, stamina, each one slightly higher. But one line catches his eye. Supreme points, 0. Noah narrows his eyes slightly. He still has no idea what those are for. Before he can think further, a voice trembles behind him. "Hey Noah?" The hesitation in that voice is obvious. Noah's attention snaps back instantly. The system window disappears. He slowly turns around. A boy stands several steps away. Thin frame, uneven black hair, dark circles under his eyes. His expression is pale with shock. His hands tremble slightly. One hand slowly lifts, pointing directly at Noah. "Hey Noah?" This time the name comes out clearly. Recognition flashes in Noah's eyes. His expression hardens. Rad. The name leaves his mouth quietly. He remembers him perfectly. One of Lloyd's shadows. One of the three that night. Rad, Lloyd and Dre. The memory surges forward. Cold dirt. The suffocating soil. Blood in his mouth. The weight of the grave. Noah's fists slowly tighten. They didn't just bury him. They killed him. Left his body beneath the ground. If the system hadn't appeared, he would still be dead. Across from him, Rad steps forward slowly. His eyes stare as if looking at a ghost. "How?" Rad mutters weakly. "Are you?" He cannot finish the sentence. His hand rises again. Trembling, he reaches toward Noah's shoulder. Just inches away, then suddenly, Noah moves. His hand snaps out, grabbing Rad's wrist midair. The grip is firm, unmovable. Rad freezes. A chill runs down his spine. He glances down at the hand gripping him, then slowly looks up again. Noah's blue eyes meet his. Cold, sharp. Rad tries to pull free. Nothing happens. He pulls harder. Still nothing. Noah's grip doesn't move at all. Confusion spreads across Rad's face. When did this loser get so strong? Noah has always been weak, fragile, easy to overpower. Yet now, his wrist feels locked in iron. Rad's breathing becomes shallow. Noah's lips slowly curve into a faint smile. He leans closer, until his voice reaches Rad's ear. His grip tightens slightly. Not enough to hurt, but enough to remind him who is in control. Then Noah whispers quietly. Cold. Steady. "How what, Rad?" His voice drops even lower. "How am I still alive?" The words send a wave of fear through Rad. Because he knows the truth. Noah was supposed to be dead. Rad panics and tries to pull away. But Noah doesn't even move. However, things take a humiliating turn next. Rad pulls with all his strength, and suddenly Noah lets go. Rad loses balance and crashes onto the floor. Students nearby burst into laughter. Rad sits there humiliated while Noah simply walks away, ignoring him completely. But Rad can't stop remembering that night. The lifeless body, the cold skin, the missing pulse. He is absolutely certain Noah was dead, but then someone suddenly grabs his shoulder. Rad panics, only to realize it's Dre, and standing in front of them is Lloyd, the Count's arrogant and dangerous son. Lloyd immediately notices Rad's strange behavior. "What's wrong?" he asks with a cold smile. Rad tries to hide his fear, but eventually he blurts out the truth. "I saw Noah today." The moment those words leave his mouth, both Lloyd and Dre freeze, because they all remember what happened that night. They didn't just hurt Noah, they buried his corpse. "That's impossible," Dre mutters nervously, but Lloyd finishes the sentence coldly. "He's dead." However, doubt begins creeping into Lloyd's mind. If Noah survived, someone might know the truth. Lloyd's eyes turn darker as he asks one question. "Where did you see him?" Rad swallows hard before answering. "He's in the academy right now." Lloyd suddenly laughs quietly, but the smile on his face is filled with rage. "That bastard, I'll make him wish he had died that night." However, Lloyd doesn't realize one terrifying truth yet. The boy he buried yesterday has already become far stronger than all of them. Everyone at the academy thinks Noah is a useless mage. Weak mana, no combat talent, constant ridicule from classmates and teachers. But everything changes after he awakens a mysterious system. Now Noah begins growing stronger at an unbelievable speed. However, instead of rushing into battle, he walks somewhere unexpected. The academy library. Most students avoid this place completely. They prefer flashy magic training over boring books. But Noah has always relied on knowledge, because his weak mana once forced him to survive using intelligence. So he spent years studying magical theory and ancient history. And that effort paid off in one important way. His perfect exam scores stopped the academy from expelling him. But the real surprise comes next. Now Noah enters the library again, but this time with a new purpose. A system quest appears before him. Read 10 books. Reward. Experience points. Which means knowledge can now directly make him stronger. However, Noah isn't interested in random books today. Instead, he asks the librarian something unusual. He wants information about the last Supreme Magus. The librarian is surprised by the request, because Noah usually reads dry magical theory books, not legendary stories about powerful mags. Still, she leads him to the right section, and soon Noah begins reading a thick ancient book, The Legend of the Supreme Magus. the story reveals something fascinating. Hundreds of years ago, a single mage stood above the entire world. A man so powerful that no one could challenge him. Working alongside the king, he crushed rebellions and expanded the kingdom. His power shaped an entire golden age. But strangely, the book barely explains how he became that powerful. No clear origin, no detailed training methods, just stories about overwhelming strength. And as Noah closes the book, one thought fills his mind. If someone reached the supreme Magus rank before then, maybe it isn't impossible after all. But what Noah doesn't realize yet, his mysterious system might already be guiding him down that same path. Everyone in the kingdom still remembers one legendary name, the last supreme Magus, a mage so powerful he shaped an entire golden age. According to the books, he came from the kingdom of Lesf, the same kingdom Noah lives in today. For 200 years, his legend never faded. He fought beside the king, crushed rebellions, expanded the kingdom's power. His strength became the pride of an entire nation. And reading about him sparked something dangerous inside Noah. Power like that is exactly what Noah wants. But before he can dream too far ahead, the system reminds him of something important. Daily quest. Read 10 books. 1 book completed. 9 more to go. Every book means more experience, which means knowledge is literally making him stronger. So Noah continues reading ancient magical texts. But soon he leaves the library hallway and runs into a very familiar face. Lloyd, the Count's arrogant son, and the same boy who killed Noah yesterday. Standing behind him are Rad and Dre, the two who buried Noah's body. Lloyd stares at him calmly. "You really are back," he says. Then he gives Noah an order. "Follow me. We need to talk." But what happens next shocks everyone. Noah scoffs directly in his face. "Who do you think you are? You don't order me around." For the first time ever, someone talks back to Lloyd. Lloyd freezes in disbelief. This is the same weak boy he used to bully. Yet now Noah stands confidently in front of him. Rad and Dre grow visibly nervous, because they remember something Lloyd is trying to ignore. They watch Noah die, and yet he's standing here alive. However, the real shock comes next. Noah steps closer to Lloyd, and his voice turns ice cold. "You won't escape what you did. Count son or not, I'll make you pay." For a moment, Lloyd feels something terrifying. Fear. Even though Noah is slightly shorter, it feels like a giant shadow is standing over him. But Lloyd quickly forces himself to laugh, trying to hide the fear creeping into his chest. "So what if you survived?" he sneers. But deep down Lloyd knows something is wrong, because the weak boy he killed yesterday is no longer the same Noah anymore. Everyone expects Noah to back down. After all, Lloyd is the Count's son, and Noah is the Academy's weakest mage. Lloyd steps closer with a cruel sneer. "You should be grateful you're still alive. You're still a pathetic loser." The words drip with pure contempt. But what happens next shocks everyone. Noah simply smiles. Calm, confident, completely unbothered. "We'll see about that, Lloyd." Then he turns and starts walking away. That single act enrages Lloyd instantly. "You fucking trash. Don't walk away from me." Magic begins forming in his hand. A small ball of mud spins above his palm. Students nearby immediately stop and watch, because Lloyd is about to cast a spell, and most of them expect Noah to get humiliated. After all, Lloyd is far stronger. The mud quickly hardens into stone. Then Lloyd shouts the spell. Stone shot. The rock launches forward like a bullet. It cuts through the corridor at terrifying speed. But the real surprise comes next. Noah moves. In a split second, he dodges. The stone flies past him, and slices the cheek of a nearby student instead. The boy screams in pain as blood appears. The stone slams into the wall and shatters. The entire corridor falls silent, because something impossible just happened. Noah dodged Lloyd's attack. Lloyd's smirk disappears instantly. How did he dodge that? He thinks in shock. Meanwhile, Noah quietly sighs in relief. That attack had been close. But thanks to his new system stats, his reflexes are completely different now. The old Noah would never have escaped that spell. He would have been hit instantly. But the boy standing here today is no longer the weak mage everyone remembers. Everyone in the hallway watches the confrontation unfold. Lloyd just attacked Noah with a powerful stone spell. But the real surprise comes next. Noah dodges the attack effortlessly, something the old Noah could never do, because the old Noah was weak, slow, and always the Academy's punching bag. But everything has changed since he awakened the system. His stats increased, his reflexes improved, and now his body reacts faster than before. However, Noah immediately realizes something important. He cannot fight Lloyd here. Not yet, because the Academy still believes he is a weak apprentice. If he suddenly shows real power, questions will start. Dangerous questions. And Noah isn't ready to reveal the system. Meanwhile, the corridor erupts into chaos. A nearby student clutches his cheek. Blood slowly drips down his face. Because Lloyd's stone spell grazed him instead. Students begin shouting. Some call for an instructor. But soon the blame shifts in a familiar direction. Toward Noah. It's Noah's fault. He provoked Lloyd first. He started everything. No one questions Lloyd. No one cares who actually attacked. Because Noah has always been the Academy's easiest target. But then the situation suddenly changes. A furious voice echoes through the hallway. What the hell is happening here? Every student freezes instantly. An instructor has arrived. Instructor Bray. One of the strictest teachers in the Academy. He scans the scene coldly. First the injured student. Then Lloyd. And finally Noah. The moment he sees Noah, his expression twists with disgust. Because Instructor Bray has always hated him. From the very beginning. He constantly criticized Noah, punished him, and searched for reasons to humiliate him. Now he steps forward slowly. His cane strikes the floor, and his eyes lock onto Noah. You, he says coldly. Who did this? But before Noah can even answer, the students suddenly raise their hands. Dozens of fingers point directly at him. It was Noah. He started the fight. He provoked Lloyd. And just like that, the entire hallway turns against him again. Everyone in the hallway watches the chaos unfold. Lloyd attacked Noah with a stone spell. A student got injured. But what happens next is even worse. Instructor Bray suddenly arrives. One of the strictest instructors in the entire academy. He quickly scans the scene. First the injured student. Then Lloyd. And finally Noah. But the moment Bray sees Noah, his expression fills with disgust. Because this instructor has always hated him. Without even investigating the situation, Bray immediately makes a decision. Noah Whiteheart, you are suspended for 1 week. The entire hallway falls silent for a moment. Noah is stunned. Because the truth is obvious. Lloyd was the one who attacked. The magic residue still surrounds him. And the injured student stands behind Noah. Anyone with common sense could see it. But Bray doesn't care. He simply wanted an excuse to punish Noah. And now he finally found one. The students around them immediately start laughing. Some even clap mockingly. Serves him right. About time he got suspended. Trash like him shouldn't even be here. The entire hallway turns into a festival of humiliation. Meanwhile, Lloyd crosses his arms proudly. A satisfied smirk spreads across his face. Serves you right, he says mockingly. Rad and Dre nod nervously beside him. Even though deep down they are still terrified. Because they remember something Lloyd wants to ignore. They buried Noah's corpse yesterday. And yet he's standing here alive. But right now Noah stands alone in the middle of the hallway. Surrounded by laughter. Surrounded by accusations. And punished for something he didn't do. Instructor Bray taps his cane impatiently. What are you waiting for? He snaps. Leave this place. Then he delivers one final insult. You were never meant to be here, Trash Magus. The words echo through the corridor. But Noah doesn't argue. He simply tightens his grip on his bag. And quietly says one word. Fine. However, what none of them realize yet is that suspending Noah might be the biggest mistake they've ever made. Everyone laughs as Noah walks away from the academy. Suspended, humiliated, and blamed for a fight he didn't start. Students whisper insults as he passes. Some even shove his shoulder deliberately. But Noah doesn't react. He walks past Lloyd, past Rad and Dre, past Instructor Bray, without lowering his head, without saying a single word. However, inside his mind something begins to change. After leaving the academy gates, Noah stops. He looks back at the towering building, the same place where everyone mocked him. And a cold vow forms in his mind. One day he will become the strongest Magus in the world. Stronger than anyone who ever lived. And when that day comes, the people laughing today will regret everything. With that promise, Noah turns away. And begins jogging home. But the real surprise comes next. His body feels completely different. Earlier that morning, the run nearly destroyed him. His legs were shaking. His lungs burned. But now the exhaustion is manageable. Because leveling up increased his stats. Even a few points in strength and stamina already changed his body dramatically. Then the system appears again. Daily quest completed. Jog for 5 minutes. Reward, 20 EXP. And the notifications keep coming. Over and over again. Noah realizes something incredible. He completed the quest 20 times again. That means 400 experience points. 400 EXP in a single run. Which means Noah is growing stronger silently. While everyone else is laughing at him. A faint smile appears on his face, because none of them realize the truth. While they insult him, he is leveling up. By the time Noah reaches home, the house is empty. His mother is still working in the fields, and his sister is still at school. For a moment he feels relieved, because he doesn't know how to explain the suspension. Getting expelled from the academy for a week would only worry his mother, but for now, that problem can wait. Noah sets his bag down inside the quiet house, and begins planning his next move, because if the academy doesn't want him there, then this might be the perfect chance for Noah to train, level up, and prepare for the day he returns, stronger than anyone could ever imagine. Everyone at the academy thinks Noah is finished, suspended for a week, humiliated in front of everyone. But the moment he gets home, everything changes again. Noah sits quietly inside his empty house. Then he calls out to the system. Status. A glowing panel appears before his eyes. Level 6. 600 experience points. And Noah immediately realizes something incredible. 400 EXP came from jogging alone, which means his growth is accelerating faster than ever. But the real discovery comes next. He finally asks the system about something mysterious. Supreme points. And the answer surprises him. They are the system's special currency, used to upgrade stats and unlock powerful functions. And EXP can be converted into them. 10 EXP for 1 supreme point. Noah quickly does the math. 600 EXP equals 60 supreme points. But he doesn't convert everything. Instead, he makes a smarter decision. He spends 300 EXP to level up, and instantly, his power explodes. Level 7. Adept Magus peak. Mana surges violently through his body, but the real breakthrough comes seconds later. Level 8. Core Magus. A rank most academy students dream of reaching. And Noah just achieved it effortlessly. But the system isn't finished yet. Another level triggers immediately. Level 9. Core Magus mid. In just 2 days, Noah jumped from the weakest student in the academy to a rank only elite students can reach. Then the system announces something even more insane. A milestone reward. 7 brand new abilities. Ice Mirror, Glacial Spear, Thunder Step, Lightning Clone, and several more devastating spells. Noah's arsenal just exploded with power, but he still isn't finished. He converts the remaining EXP into supreme points. 30 points instantly appear. Then he spends them upgrading his stats. Strength increases, agility increases, stamina increases, and his senses rise dramatically. By the time he finishes, his entire status has transformed. Mana nearly 500. Stats nearly doubled. 17 different combat skills, all obtained in just minutes. Meanwhile, the academy still believes something hilarious. They think Noah is the weakest Magus alive. But while they laugh and mock him, Noah is already becoming something terrifying. A core Magus, with power growing every single hour. And the most dangerous part is he's only just getting started. A boy once mocked as the weakest Magus is now secretly becoming a monster. After being suspended from the academy, Noah finally returns home. But instead of feeling defeated, he opens his system again. And what he sees shocks even him. Level 9. Core Magus. 17 combat abilities. And stats that already surpass most academy students. All achieved in just 2 days. But Noah isn't satisfied yet, because another quest still remains. The weekly quest. Hunt 5 mana beasts. A task that could easily kill ordinary students. But Noah doesn't hesitate. Instead, he begins planning carefully, because hunting beasts requires more than raw power. It requires awareness, tracking, and precise reactions. That's why he invested heavily into his sense stat, to detect danger before it appears, to find beasts before they escape, and to survive inside the deadly forest. Outside his house lies a vast bush forest, a place feared by villagers. Even experienced adventurers avoid going too deep, because the deeper you go, the more dangerous the mana beasts become. In the past, Noah never dared to enter. Back then he was weak, defenseless, completely powerless. But now everything is different. Now he's a core Magus. A faint smile forms on his face, because danger is exactly what he needs. More danger means more beasts. More beasts means more experience. And more experience means more power. Still, a small shiver runs down his spine, because he knows the truth. If he makes even one mistake in that forest, he could die. But Noah simply chuckles, because he's already died once before, and this time he refuses to stay weak. He closes his eyes and focuses. Immediately, the world sharpens around him. The wind, the rustling leaves, the faint movements of creatures nearby. Everything becomes clearer. This is the power of his boosted sense stat. He can feel the forest breathing. He can feel danger before it appears. With confidence returning to his chest, Noah stands up, locks the door behind him, and begins walking toward the forest. Each step takes him deeper into danger, deeper into power, and closer to completing his weekly quest. But just as he reaches the edge of the bushes, a weak voice suddenly calls out behind him, "Noah, that's your name, right?" He stops, slowly turning around, because someone unexpected just noticed where he's going. Everyone believes the forest outside the village is deadly, a place filled with dangerous mana beasts. But today Noah walks straight into it alone. Just moments earlier, an old woman had stopped him. She noticed he was heading toward the forest, but before she could question him further, Noah vanished. Using lightning magic, he moved so fast he disappeared from sight, and within seconds, he was already deep inside the forest. Electric sparks still crackle around his fingers, because he just tested a new skill, Electric Overcharge, a powerful ability that floods his body with lightning energy, increasing his speed, increasing his strength, and sharpening every movement. For a few seconds, Noah feels unstoppable, like his body has become pure electricity, but he quickly cancels the skill, because keeping it active too long could destroy his own body. Still, the power excites him, and reminds him how much stronger he has become. Soon Noah steps deeper into the forest. Massive trees block the sunlight, twisted roots crawl across the ground like serpents, and thick foliage makes every step silent. His senses remain completely focused. Every rustle, every movement, every shift in the wind. Thanks to his high sense stat, nothing escapes him. At first, the forest seems strangely quiet. No growls, no beasts, nothing dangerous at all. For a moment, Noah even wonders if the rumors were exaggerated. But then, rustling, something moves inside the bushes. Noah immediately hides behind a tree. His body freezes. His eyes scan the forest carefully, and soon he spots the creature. A squirrel, but not a normal one. This squirrel is much larger, with thick black fur, and a strange black and white tail that curls over its head. Noah immediately recognizes it. A black white-tailed squirrel, a common grade mana beast, usually harmless, and mostly obsessed with eating nuts. The creature calmly sits on the forest floor, chewing loudly on a huge nut, completely unaware that a core Magus is watching it from the shadows. And this squirrel is about to become Noah's first hunt. Everyone thinks the forest is dangerous, but for Noah it's the perfect hunting ground. As he hides behind a tree, watching a harmless mana squirrel eat nuts, something unexpected happens. Suddenly, a flash of green drops from the trees. A long emerald snake crashes down like a spear. Before the squirrel can react, the predator strikes. Its tail coils around the squirrel's body, locking it in place instantly. The squirrel shrieks in terror. It thrashes desperately, but the snake shows no mercy. Its horn gleams in the dim forest light. Then its jaws snap forward. Fangs sink straight into the squirrel's neck. Within seconds, the venom spreads. The small beast convulses violently before going completely still. Noah watches the entire scene silently, but what truly shocks him isn't the kill. It's how the snake attacked. Even with his boosted sense stat, he barely detected it. The creature was perfectly camouflaged, hidden among the leaves. If Noah had walked under that tree earlier, he might have been the one attacked. Realizing this sends a chill down his spine, because this is no ordinary snake. It's a green-horned snake, a mutated grade mana beast, a stealth predator known for its deadly venom. Even experienced hunters fear this creature, but Noah doesn't panic. Instead, he waits, because attacking it while alert would be dangerous. The snake begins circling the dead squirrel slowly, a strange ritual predators perform before eating, completely unaware that it is being hunted as well. Finally, the snake opens its jaws, and begins swallowing the squirrel whole. That's the moment Noah was waiting for. "Got you," he whispers. Lightning begins forming in his palm. A glowing sphere of crackling electricity appears. Lightning ball. Before the snake can react, Noah fires. The lightning projectile tears through the air, and hits the snake directly. Boom! Electricity explodes across the forest floor. The snake convulses violently. Lightning surges through its body, burning its scales, frying its organs. The creature thrashes wildly against the tree, before collapsing completely still. The smell of burnt flesh fills the forest. Noah lowers his hand slowly, watching carefully, waiting for movement. But the beast is already dead, killed in a single attack. A grin spreads across Noah's face, because this fight proves something important. His power is already terrifying. Even mutated mana beasts can't survive a single strike. But Noah still doesn't relax, because if this forest taught him anything just now, it's that danger can appear from anywhere. and the deeper he goes the deadlier the beasts will become. Noah watches the charred snake carefully, making sure the creature is truly dead. After all, mana beasts can be unpredictable, but the fight itself teaches him something important. The reason the snake died so easily is simple. Noah is no longer an adept magus. He is now a mid-core magus. And that changes everything. Mana beasts are ranked in 7 grades. Common, mutated, advanced, high, superior, disaster, and the terrifying calamity grade. Each step represents a massive jump in danger. The squirrel from earlier was only common grade, barely stronger than a normal animal. Even ordinary humans could kill those with weapons. But the snake was different. It was mutated grade, a level comparable to mid to peak adept magi. Fast, deadly, and extremely stealthy. Yet even that creature died instantly, because Noah now stands an entire rank above it, a mid-core magus, which means mutated beasts are no longer serious threats. Only advanced grade beasts or higher could challenge him now. Still, Noah refuses to become careless, because deeper inside this forest, stronger monsters definitely exist. After confirming the snake is dead, Noah checks the system. The weekly quest updates immediately. Hunt 5 mana beasts. Progress 1 out of 5. For more to go. But before leaving, Noah kneels beside the corpse. Because mana beasts contain something valuable. Beast cores. Condensed crystals of pure mana. Extremely rare. Extremely valuable. If he finds one, he could sell it for good money. Money his struggling family desperately needs. So Noah pulls out a small kitchen knife. One of the knives from his home. Used normally for cutting vegetables. But today, it becomes a hunting tool. He cuts open the snake's stomach carefully, searching for the core. But after digging through the burnt flesh he finds nothing. Disappointed, he checks the squirrel as well. Still nothing. No beast core. And unfortunately, that's normal. Most beast cores explode when the beast dies. Only rare ones remain stable. Which is why they are so expensive. Noah exhales quietly. Luck simply wasn't on his side this time. Still, the corpse itself has value. So he pulls out a cloth bag and stuffs the snake's body inside. The corpse is heavier than expected, but with his new strength, Noah handles it easily. The bag bulges awkwardly over his shoulder, and Noah immediately realizes something. If he wants to keep hunting beasts, he needs better equipment, better knives, bigger storage bags, and proper hunting tools. But those things require money. Money his family doesn't have. Still, Noah tightens the bag strap on his shoulder. Because this hunt isn't just about the quest anymore. It's about survival. It's about building strength. And maybe finding something valuable enough to change his family's life. With 4 beasts left to hunt, Noah turns deeper into the forest. Unaware that the next creature he meets might not be as easy to kill. After killing his first mana beast, Noah pushes deeper into the forest. Because the quest isn't finished yet. For more beasts still remain. And every corpse he collects has value. Mana beast hide, fangs, bones, even their meat. All of it can be sold. Which means every hunt could help his struggling family. With that thought in mind, Noah continues forward. The deeper he walks, the more the forest changes. Trees grow thicker, the air becomes colder, and the shadows grow darker. Minutes pass. His senses remain spread outward constantly, listening, detecting mana, watching for movement. Then suddenly, Noah stops. Something is ahead. Through the roots and bushes, he sees a large creature. A massive dog-like beast, but far bigger than any normal dog. Its body is muscular and lean. Dark grey fur covers its frame like rough metal, and 2 bone-like spikes rise from its back like spears. Noah's eyes widen immediately, because he recognizes the creature. A spiked dog, an advanced grade mana beast, a level far above the snake he killed earlier. Most adept magi would be slaughtered by something like this. Even experienced hunters fear them. But Noah remains calm, because the beast is distracted. It's currently devouring another animal. Bones crunch loudly between its jaws. Blood stains the forest floor beneath it. And while the predator feeds, its guard is down. A small smile appears on Noah's face. This is the perfect opportunity. He slowly raises his hand toward the ground and activates a spell. Ice Hold. Suddenly, thick ice erupts from the soil. Crystal frost bursts upward around the beast's legs, freezing the spiked dog in place instantly. The creature reacts immediately. It roars and thrashes violently, trying to break free. Its powerful muscles strain against the frozen prison. Cracks form in the ice, but it doesn't break. Now the beast is trapped. Noah steps out from behind the tree calmly. His footsteps crunch softly across the leaves. The spiked dog notices him instantly. It roars again in fury. but it cannot move. Noah simply raises his hand, and the temperature around him drops sharply. Moisture condenses in the air. Then a massive weapon forms before him, a spear made entirely of ice, nearly as tall as his body. Sharp, beautiful, deadly. Noah smirks. Glacial spear. With a flick of his hand, the spear launches forward. It cuts through the air like a missile, and slams straight into the spike dog's chest. Crack! The spear pierces deep through fur and muscle. Frost spreads instantly through the wound. Ice creeps across the beast's body, freezing flesh, slowing its movements. The monster growls weakly, its strength fading rapidly. But Noah isn't finished yet, because he wants to test another skill. Lightning begins gathering in his palm. White-blue sparks explode around his hand, condensing into a deadly projectile, a weapon made of pure lightning. Lightning arrow. The forest floor sizzles beneath the energy. Noah calmly raises his hand, aiming directly at the spike dog's head. For the finisher, he says quietly, and the lightning arrow launches forward. But what Noah doesn't realize yet is that spike dogs rarely hunt alone. A boy once mocked as the weakest Magus is now secretly becoming a monster. Noah was humiliated and suspended from the academy. Everyone believed his future was finished. But everything changes when he gains a mysterious system. Suddenly, the weakest student begins leveling up at terrifying speed. In just 2 days, Noah becomes a core Magus, a rank most students dream of reaching. And now he enters the forest to hunt mana beasts, because killing them grants experience and power. His first hunt shocks him. A deadly venomous snake appears, but Noah destroys it instantly with a lightning spell. However, the real surprise comes next. He encounters a powerful advanced grade spike dog, a beast that could easily kill ordinary Magi. But Noah traps it with ice magic, then summons a massive glacial spear. The ice spear pierces straight through the monster's chest. The beast weakens instantly, but Noah isn't finished. He forms a lightning arrow in his palm, and fires it straight into the creature's skull. The spike dog collapses, killed effortlessly by Noah's new power. For the first time in his life, Noah is dominating powerful mana beasts. But what happens next shocks everyone. While inspecting the battlefield, Noah notices another corpse nearby, a small wolf pup. But the moment he sees the fur pattern, his face turns pale, because it's a red-striped wolf pup, one of the most dangerous pack beasts in the forest. And killing one means something terrible. The pack will come hunting. Suddenly, the forest explodes with noise. Branches snap behind Noah. Something massive bursts out of the bushes. A gigantic wolf. Red stripes glowing across its body. Its eyes burn with rage. The mother wolf has arrived, and it attacks instantly. The beast moves so fast Noah barely reacts. But at the last second, Noah activates a new skill. Ice mirror. A reflective wall of ice appears just before the wolf's jaws close. The monster crashes into it at full speed. The mirror explodes with frost energy, and the wolf is launched violently across the forest. For a moment Noah thinks the fight is over, but the real danger comes next. The wolf slowly stands again, blood dripping from its muzzle, its eyes burning with pure hatred, because red-striped wolves never hunt alone, and when one dies the entire pack comes for revenge. Everyone thought Noah was the weakest Magus alive, a boy mocked by the entire academy. But everything changes when he gains a mysterious system. In just 2 days, Noah rises to core Magus, a rank most students spend years trying to reach, and now he's hunting mana beasts alone in the forest. But things suddenly take a dark turn. After killing a powerful spike dog, Noah discovers the corpse of a red-striped wolf pup. And that means one thing. Its pack will come for revenge. Suddenly, a massive wolf bursts out of the forest. Red stripes glowing across its body. Eyes burning with fury. The mother wolf has arrived. And it attacks instantly. Noah barely reacts in time. But his new skill Ice Mirror saves him. A frozen wall appears just before the wolf's jaws close. The beast slams into it at full speed, and gets blasted across the forest. But the real danger comes next. The wolf doesn't attack again. Instead, it waits. And Noah quickly realizes why. Because red-striped wolves hunt in packs. And the rest of the pack is already coming. Branches snap in the distance. Multiple creatures rushing toward the fight. But Noah smirks instead of panicking, because he has no intention of fighting a whole pack. Lightning suddenly explodes around his body. Electric overcharge. Sparks race across his skin like living electricity. His speed, his strength, his reflexes, all surge to terrifying levels. The wolf senses the change immediately, but Noah doesn't give it time. "I won't wait for your pack," he says coldly. Lightning erupts beneath his feet, and Noah launches forward like a thunderbolt. The wolf lunges in rage, But suddenly, it stops. Because thick ice traps its legs instantly. Ice hold. The beast roars and struggles violently, but the frozen prison refuses to break. Noah raises his hand calmly, and 2 lightning arrows form in the air, crackling with deadly energy. Then he fires. The first arrow pierces the wolf's skull. Lightning explodes through its brain instantly. The second arrow slams into its chest. Electricity fries its organs from the inside. The massive wolf collapses lifelessly onto the forest floor, killed before its pack could even arrive. Noah exhales slowly. Even he's surprised, because he just created 2 lightning arrows at once. Something he never trained to do. And then the system appears again. Ice hold leveled up. Lightning arrow leveled up. Noah's skills are evolving with every battle. But the real problem hasn't arrived yet. Because somewhere in the forest the rest of the red-striped wolf pack is still coming. A boy once mocked as the weakest Magus is now standing alone against a pack of monsters. Noah had just killed a powerful red-striped wolf. But everything changes seconds later. The forest suddenly erupts with furious howls. And Noah instantly realizes the truth. The wolf's pack has arrived. 5 massive red-striped wolves burst out of the bushes. Advanced grade mana beasts. Creatures strong enough to slaughter most Magi. Their eyes lock onto the dead wolf behind Noah, and the torn body of the wolf pup. Rage explodes across the forest. The wolves begin circling him slowly, moving in perfect coordination, waiting for the right moment to attack. But Noah doesn't panic. Instead he checks his system. Mana, 320 out of 490. Health, full. More than enough to fight. A confident smirk appears on his face, because this is exactly the challenge he wanted. The moment to test his true power. So Noah raises his head and shouts, "Come at me!" The wolves immediately charge together. 5 advanced beasts rushing him at once. But what happens next shocks everyone. Instead of retreating, Noah calmly casts a spell. 10 razor-sharp icicles appear around him, spinning like frozen daggers, carefully crafted to save mana.
But sharp enough to kill. Then Noah flicks his wrist, and all 10 icicles launch forward instantly. The wolves don't even see them coming. Each icicle strikes its target perfectly, straight through their eyes. The forest explodes with agonizing howls. The wolves stumble and thrash violently. Blood pours from their ruined eyes. Their perfect pack formation collapses instantly. And Noah stands there calmly watching, because he already knew their weakness. No matter how strong a beast becomes, its eyes are always vulnerable. Now the entire pack is blinded, roaring in rage, completely disoriented. But the real fight is about to begin, because wounded predators are far more dangerous than before. A boy once mocked as the weakest Magus is now fighting monsters that terrify entire villages. After gaining a mysterious system, Noah's life changes overnight. The Bullet Academy student suddenly becomes a *** core Magus ***. And now he's hunting mana beasts deep inside the forest. At first, everything goes smoothly. Noah kills a deadly snake with lightning, then defeats a powerful spiked dog with ice magic. But everything changes when he discovers something horrifying. A red-striped wolf pup ***, one of the most dangerous pack beasts in the forest. Killing one means the entire pack will come for revenge. And that's exactly what happens. After Noah kills the furious mother wolf, the forest suddenly erupts with thunderous roars. Noah immediately senses something terrifying. The pack has arrived. 5 massive red-striped wolves burst out of the bushes. Each one an ** advanced grade mana beast ***, powerful enough to kill most Magi, and now they surround Noah completely. Their eyes burn with rage. Their growls shake the forest. They slowly circle him, waiting for the perfect moment to attack. But Noah doesn't panic. Instead, he checks his system. Mana 320, health full, still more than enough to fight. A confident smirk spreads across his face. Because this is exactly the kind of battle he wanted. Real danger, real combat, real growth. "Come at me," Noah challenges, and instantly all 5 wolves charge together, teeth bared, claws tearing through the forest floor. But Noah was ready. Lightning still crackles around his body from electric overcharge ***. His speed and reactions are already boosted. And now he prepares his counterattack. Icicle! Mana gathers instantly around him. 10 razor-sharp ice needles appear in the air, thin, deadly, designed for precision. Then Noah flicks his wrist. The icicles launch forward like bullets. The wolves barely notice the attack, until it's too late. Each icicle pierces directly into their eyes. The forest explodes with screams. The wolves howl in agony. Blood pours from their ruined eye sockets. They stagger wildly through the trees. their perfect pack coordination completely shattered. Within seconds, 5 deadly predators become blind and disoriented, and Noah simply watches with a growing smile, because he just turned the hunters into helpless prey. But the real battle is only just beginning. A boy once mocked as the weakest Magus is now slaughtering monsters that terrify entire forests. After gaining a mysterious system, Noah's life changes overnight. The Bullet Academy student suddenly becomes a *** core Magus ***, and now he's deep inside the forest hunting mana beasts. But things quickly escalate. After killing a red-striped wolf and its pup, the rest of the pack finally arrives. 5 massive wolves surround him, each one an *** advanced grade mana beast ***, creatures capable of killing experienced Magi. But Noah doesn't panic. Instead, he blinds them instantly. 10 razor-sharp icicles shoot forward, piercing straight into the wolves' eyes. The entire pack erupts in chaos. Growls echo through the forest. Blood pours from their ruined eyes, and their perfect coordination collapses instantly. But Noah doesn't stop there. A massive glacial spear ** forms beside him. Frost spirals around the deadly weapon. Then he launches it. The spear slams straight into the first wolf's flank. Ice explodes through its body, freezing muscle, bone, and blood instantly. Within seconds, the first wolf collapses, dead. Seeing their packmate fall, the remaining wolves charge together. But blinded and disoriented, they crash into each other instead. The hunters become a tangled mess of furious beasts. Noah simply chuckles, then prepares another glacial spear. But suddenly his senses spike with danger. One wolf breaks through the chaos. Despite its damaged eye, it locks onto Noah. Then something shocking happens. Mana gathers inside the wolf's mouth. An elemental attack, a blast of wind erupts toward Noah. The ground explodes where he stood seconds earlier, but Noah had already moved. He dodges instantly, then counters. The glacial spear flies forward, straight into the wolf's open mouth. Ice spreads through its skull, freezing its head solid, and the beast collapses immediately. The system responds instantly. Glacial spear leveled up, but Noah doesn't celebrate. 2 wolves still remain. Lightning erupts around his hands. 2 lightning arrows ** form at once. Then he fires. Both arrows strike their targets perfectly, exploding through their skulls in violent bursts of electricity. The wolves collapse instantly, bodies twitching as lightning burns through their organs. And just like that, the entire pack is dead. Noah finally deactivates electric overcharge ***. The lightning around his body disappears. Steam rises from his skin. Because if he used that skill any longer, his own body could have been fried alive. But then the system appears again, weekly quest complete, 5 mana beasts hunted. Reward *50 EXP and 5 supreme points ***. Noah smirks, because he actually finished the quest before killing the final wolves. But the real surprise comes next. Because battles like this don't just give experience, they make Noah stronger every single fight. And deeper inside this forest, far more dangerous monsters are waiting. Everyone thought the weakest Magus would die the moment he entered the forest. But instead, Noah just wiped out an entire pack of advanced mana beasts. After gaining a mysterious system, the Bullet student became a ** core Magus ***. And now he's hunting monsters deep in the forest. But even after the victory, Noah realizes something important. He almost died. During the fight, one wolf suddenly used a wind elemental attack, something Noah never expected from an advanced beast. If his senses hadn't reacted in time, that attack might have killed him instantly. Thinking back, Noah understands the real reason. He became careless. After blinding the wolves and killing 2 so easily, he subconsciously relaxed. And that mistake almost cost him his life. When he examines the battlefield carefully, the truth becomes clear. That particular wolf had never been fully blinded. One icicle only grazed its eye. So while the others were completely blind, that wolf could still see. And it patiently waited for the perfect moment to attack. But Noah survived. And now the battlefield is silent again. 5 massive wolf corpses lie scattered across the forest floor. Smoke still rises from their burnt bodies. The smell of scorched flesh fills the air. Noah walks back to retrieve the bag he dropped earlier. Inside it sits the corpse of the snake he killed before, and the small kitchen knife he used for cutting beasts. Then Noah kneels beside one of the wolves, because there's something extremely valuable he's searching for: beast cores. Rare crystals formed inside mana beasts, used for artifacts, magic tools, and powerful enchantments. If he finds one, it could change his family's financial situation. And suddenly, his eyes widen. Because resting in his palm is a glowing crystal, a small translucent gem pulsing with mana. Asterisk beast core asterisk asterisk. Noah stares at it in disbelief. Finally, his first core. The crystal glows faintly with a pink light, which reveals something important. Wind element, the same element used by the wolf that nearly killed him. Beast cores change color depending on their elemental affinity, and stronger beasts produce purer crystals, which means this one could be quite valuable. Noah slowly looks across the battlefield again. Several wolf corpses lie around him, most charred by lightning, some frozen by ice, and every one of them has already been cut open. Because Noah spent the last few minutes searching for more cores. But finding them isn't easy. Most beast cores explode when the creature dies, leaving nothing behind. And another problem quickly appears. The wolves' bodies are incredibly tough, even after death. Noah looks down at the knife in his hand. The blade is chipped, cracked from forcing it through their hides. Because unlike the snake he killed earlier, these advanced beasts are much harder to cut open. But even with damaged tools, Noah doesn't stop searching. Because every beast core he finds brings him one step closer to real power. And deeper inside the forest, even stronger monsters are waiting. Everyone thought Noah would die the moment he entered the forest. Instead, he's farming mana beasts like a professional hunter. After gaining a mysterious system, the Bullet Academy student transforms overnight. The weakest Magus suddenly becomes a asterisk core Magus asterisk. And now he's leveling up faster than anyone could imagine. But even after defeating an entire wolf pack, Noah faces a new problem. Extracting beast cores isn't easy, especially when your only tool is a asterisk kitchen knife. The wolves' bodies are incredibly tough, even after death. His cheap blade can barely pierce their hide, so Noah is forced to improvise. Again and again he casts lightning ball asterisk, exploding the corpses just to tear them open, then rushing in with the knife before the flesh cools. It's crude, messy, and extremely inefficient. Even worse, every explosion risks destroying the beast core itself. One wrong blast could shatter the valuable crystal, which means every attempt is gambling with money. Still, Noah was lucky. Out of the entire wolf pack, one beast core survived. A glowing asterisk pink crystal asterisk, wind element, the same wolf that used the wind attack earlier. Carefully, Noah places the core inside his bag, treating it like treasure, because right now it's the most valuable thing he owns. But the real surprise comes next. All that repeated spell casting had another effect. Lightning Ball leveled up. His control improved, his power increased, and Noah smiles quietly because getting stronger is exactly what he wants. Then he checks the system again. Weekly quest, hunt 5 mana beasts. Progress 2 out of 5 asterisk. Which means one thing, he needs 3 more kills. Noah smirks. After surviving a wolf pack, 3 more beasts feels easy, so he heads deeper into the forest. Minutes later, another corpse lies on the ground. A massive black rat, almost the size of a dog, its chest completely burned open by lightning. And once again, Noah finds something valuable. Another beast core, but this one is different, clear crystal, with a faint asterisk red glow asterisk inside. Fire element, even though the rat never used its element during battle. Noah turns the crystal slowly in his hand. Another core, another valuable prize, and right then the system appears again, weekly quest completed, 5 mana beasts hunted. Reward asterisk 50 EXP and 5 supreme points asterisk, exactly as Noah planned. He casually swipes the notification away, because this hunt was never about just one quest, it was about getting stronger. And now, with beast cores in his bag and monsters behind him, Noah is ready to hunt even more. A boy once mocked as the weakest Magus is now turning the forest into his personal hunting ground. After gaining the mysterious asterisk supreme Magus system asterisk, Noah's life changes overnight. The Bullet Academy student becomes a asterisk core Magus asterisk in just 2 days. And now he's hunting mana beasts deep inside the forest. After wiping out an entire pack of advanced wolves, Noah continues searching for more prey. But the next monsters are far easier. The first beast is a camouflaged forest lizard. It tries to ambush Noah from a tree trunk, but his sharpened senses detect it instantly. One lightning ball explodes against its body, and the creature dies immediately. The second ambush comes moments later. A mutated wild rabbit leaps from the bushes, claws ready to slice Noah's legs apart. But compared to the wolves he fought earlier, the creature is laughably slow. Noah simply sidesteps, and drives a glacial spear asterisk straight through its body. Both beasts die instantly, but neither produces a beast core, which isn't surprising. Mutated beasts rarely form cores, their mana simply isn't dense enough, but the last creature is different. A massive black rat. An asterisk advanced grade mana beast asterisk. It lunges the moment it senses Noah, but the fight ends just as quickly. Lightning destroys the monster, and this time, Noah finally finds another beast core, a clear crystal glowing with faint red light. Fire element. Carefully, Noah stores the crystal inside his bag. Now 2 valuable beast cores rest inside, but the real surprise comes next. As Noah prepares to leave, his senses detect something unusual. The mana deeper in the forest feels different, denser, richer, almost unnatural. It's as if the mana itself is gathering somewhere. And that realization makes Noah cautious, because areas like this attract powerful creatures. The stronger the mana, the stronger the beasts living there. Any normal hunter would turn back. But Noah keeps walking forward, because the mana isn't the only thing he feels. There's something else. A strange pull deep inside his spirit, almost like something is calling to him. The feeling grows stronger with every step, until finally Noah reaches the center of the strange area. The forest here looks different. Trees are spaced farther apart. The air feels heavier with mana, and the pull on his spirit becomes undeniable. Eventually, Noah stops in front of a single tree. It looks completely ordinary, but the strange feeling is strongest here. Slowly, Noah places his hand against the trunk, closing his eyes, and the connection becomes clearer. "This is it," he whispers, but then doubt creeps into his mind, because the idea sounds ridiculous. Could a asterisk tree really be calling him? Noah opens his eyes again, staring at the ordinary bark in confusion, and mutters quietly, "What the hell am I even doing?" But the real mystery is only beginning, because whatever is calling him is hidden somewhere inside that tree. Everyone at the academy calls Noah the weakest Magus, but deep inside the forest, he's already becoming something far more dangerous. After defeating multiple mana beasts and collecting rare beast cores, Noah senses something strange. The mana in one part of the forest feels far denser than anywhere else, almost unnatural. At first, he thinks the strange pull is coming from a nearby tree, so he walks closer and places his hand against the trunk. But after concentrating carefully, he realizes something surprising. The pull isn't coming from the tree itself, it's coming from somewhere around a asterisk, hidden nearby. So Noah spreads his senses across the forest, scanning the ground, the air, the surrounding plants. But strangely, he finds nothing. No mana fluctuations, no hidden object, and even stranger, there are no mana beasts nearby asterisk. Not a single one, no predators, no small creatures, not even birds in the sky. The entire area is completely silent, and that silence feels unnatural. Noah frowns. For a moment he considers leaving. Maybe the feeling was just his imagination. But then another thought crosses his mind. The mana here is incredibly thick, far richer than the thin mana in his small room back home. Every breath he takes feels filled with energy, and walking away from that feels like a waste. So Noah makes a simple decision. If he can't find the source, he'll just absorb the mana here instead asterisk. His eyes lift toward the tree branches above, a perfect place to sit and meditate. But climbing normally would take time, so Noah activates one of his abilities. Electric overcharge. Lightning explodes across his body, but something different happens this time. Instead of covering his entire body, the electricity gathers in one place, his leg. Crackling lightning forms a glowing asterisk boot of energy asterisk around it. Because after leveling the skill earlier, Noah discovered something new. He can now control where the lightning flows, which means less mana consumption and far more efficient movement. He bends his knees slightly. Lightning gathers beneath his foot. Then he launches himself upward. A burst of electric force propels him into the air. The ground disappears beneath him as he shoots toward the tree. A moment later, he lands on a thick branch. The branch shakes violently from the impact. For a second, it looks like he might fall, but Noah quickly steadies himself. The lightning fades, and he finally sits down comfortably, cross-legged, high above the forest floor. The moment he closes his eyes, the mana becomes even clearer. Dense energy fills the air around him, brushing against his senses like an invisible mist. And Noah smiles slightly, because this place is perfect for cultivation. "Come to me," he whispers, "you sweet mana." And as he begins absorbing the dense energy of the forest, he has no idea that something hidden nearby has already started watching him. Everyone believed Noah was the weakest. student in the academy, but hidden deep inside the forest, his power is quietly evolving. After discovering an area overflowing with mana, Noah decides to take a risk. Instead of continuing to hunt monsters, he chooses to cultivate ***. High above the forest floor, Noah sits cross-legged on a tree branch. The forest around him is eerily silent. No birds, no insects, not even a single mana beast nearby. But that silence doesn't scare him. If anything, it reassures him. Because with no beasts around, he can safely focus on absorbing the mana in the air. Slowly, Noah closes his eyes. His breathing becomes calm, and then he reaches outward with his senses. Immediately, the thick mana in the forest begins to respond. Golden wisps of energy drift toward him, floating through the air like glowing mist. One by one, the strands touch his skin and enter his body. The moment the first stream of mana flows inside him, Noah shivers. A powerful warmth spreads through his body, like standing beneath a waterfall made of energy. This time the experience is completely different. Back in his room, mana entered slowly. Thin strands, barely noticeable, but here, the mana is overwhelming. Energy pours into him from every direction. His muscles twitch. His veins grow warm. Sweat begins forming on his forehead. Yet despite the intensity, the feeling isn't painful. It's almost addictive. Carefully, Noah guides the incoming energy deeper inside his body, toward the center of his chest, where his ***mana core rests. The moment the energy reaches it, the core reacts instantly. The small yellow crystal begins absorbing the mana rapidly. With every second, the core grows denser. Its glow becomes brighter, more powerful. The pressure inside Noah's body increases. But he refuses to stop, because opportunities like this are rare, and he refuses to waste it. Minutes pass. Noah continues refining the raw mana, filtering it through his elemental affinity orbs, compressing it inside his core. The process is exhausting. If he had to refine every strand manually, he might have collapsed already. Fortunately, the mana core does most of the work automatically, allowing him to survive the massive influx of energy. Finally, the refining process ends. The chaotic energy stabilizes, and Noah opens his eyes again. Immediately, he notices something strange. The world around him looks different. The forest feels clearer. The movement of leaves, the flow of wind, even the faint currents of mana drifting through the air. Everything feels more vivid, not because his eyesight improved, but because his perception of mana has deepened. Now he can actually feel the invisible currents flowing through the forest. Noah slowly raises his hand, and even without trying, he can sense mana brushing past his skin. A smirk spreads across his face, because the meaning is obvious. His connection to mana just evolved, and that means only one thing. His power has grown again, so Noah calmly speaks one word: status, because the system is about to reveal just how much stronger he became.